Hey there everybody, this is Jonathan from Star EV Tech Support, and today I want to show you how to operate your Star EV bus. First, we'll cover some safety checks that you're going to want to perform before you operate the bus, and then we'll get into how to actually drive it. Here are the initial checks that you're going to want to perform before operating. First, be sure the tires appear to be properly inflated. Then, you're going to want to adjust the mirrors so you can properly see alongside the bus. You do not have to move the exterior of the mirror, only the inside. It pivots and tilts as needed. Then you'll want to make sure that the horn is operating properly, and it is located right here in the middle of the steering wheel. The key will need to be on for this procedure. Then you'll want to make sure that the seat belts are operating properly. There are 3 seat belts along each of the passenger seats. So you'll want to make sure that they're all operating properly before you introduce passengers to the vehicle. Then you're going to want to inspect your side steps to make sure there's no cracking, nothing loose, and the tread is intact. As a side note, the vehicle must be started in neutral. So here we have our forward, reverse switch. We can pivot that to forward. Then neutral is where neither button is pressed, and then reverse. But bear in mind that when you start the vehicle, as you turn the key, you just want to make sure that you are in the neutral position. So now we're going to begin the operation portion of the video. And here is your key. Bear in mind that your forward reverse switch needs to be in the neutral position before you start the vehicle. So we're going to turn our key on, and you'll hear the solenoid click in the rear of the vehicle. That is going to bring up your display, and this is your state of charge meter. You have temperature in the top left corner. You have your odometer located here, and your speedometer right here. Keep in mind that you want to charge your vehicle every time that you use it. So after every use, you'll plug in your charger to maintain battery state of charge. So here are your controls. This one is for your washer. This one is for your interior lights. And here is your hazard lights. Also, you have a USB charger that has 2 ports on it. And also a radio. So right now, we're going to operate the interior lights. So here, you'll just press the switch. Your emergency stop button is located right here in the center of the seat. You can test to make sure that it is operational by turning your key off, pressing it in, and turning the key. You'll notice that the vehicle will not start or operate with the emergency stop button pressed in. If we turn it clockwise, you will see now that the vehicle is able to start as normal. Now you will just operate all your controls. Here you have your wipers on the right. On the left, we have our headlights. The first position is going to be your driving lights. The second position is a main headlight. So think of that as a daytime running light on the first click. Also, be sure to check your turn signals, located on the left. With your emergency brake set, located here in the middle of the seat, you'll be able to check your exterior lighting as far as brakes and also running lights along the sides. Also, your marker lights along the sides of the vehicle will come on in the first click of the daytime running light switch. So it's located here on the headlights. Give it 1 click, and then all your marker lights will come on alongside the vehicle. The next switch you're going to want to verify is the hazard switch. So if you depress that, you'll see here on your display, both of the directionals are flashing. You just want to make sure that that is available in case anything happens and you need to use it. So when preparing to drive, We are going to turn the key. We're going to make sure that we are in neutral. We're going to let our emergency brake off and put our foot on the brake. At that point, we'll be able to select whichever gear that we want to go into. Here, I'm going to show that we will use reverse. We will check the reverse beeper and also the reverse camera. You'll see it pop up on the screen. So here, it shows everything behind you. This is a longer vehicle, so you do want to use that when you're going in reverse to make sure you don't collide with anything. Before your passengers get into the vehicle, you will want to alert them of the low head clearance to be sure that they don't hit their heads as they're getting on the vehicle. You will note there are decals up here along the roof letting you know that it is low clearance. Even though this enclosure is relatively soft, you do have this very hard metal along the edge of the roof. So you do want to make sure that as you're disembarking the vehicle, you are mindful of your head clearance. As with any vehicle, you want to make sure that you request that these seat belts be fastened, and you want to remain focused and alert while driving the vehicle. Another thing to point out is that this vehicle has a longer turning radius than your typical vehicle, and that is because the wheels are below the seat. So you want to allow enough room as you're coming out. You want to turn quite a bit wider than you would normally operate your typical vehicles. When you've reached your destination, you will place your gear selector switch in neutral with your foot on the brake, turn off the key, and set your parking brake. Another good rule of thumb is to depress the e-stop button. You will need to remember that it needs to be turned clockwise to engage it when you go to drive again. The final step is to make sure you plug in your charger. In order to charge your vehicle, you will come to the very rear seat, raise it up. Underneath there is a cover. You'll slide this cover forward and you can store it right here. Under the seat, you will find an Anderson connector like this. On your charger, you'll locate the corresponding connector and plug it together like so. That is if you have an off-board charger. If your vehicle is equipped with the onboard charger, you would just locate your outlet plug. This is a 120 twist lock style connector. This you would just plug into the outlet and the vehicle will begin to charge. The Anderson connector is already connected to the vehicle, so you don't have to worry about that. Just simply plug this into your outlet. So guys, thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully we've given you some helpful tips on how to operate your bus and how to check it for safety before you begin. This particular bus is our 14-passenger bus that is part of our commercial line here at Star EV. This particular model has been outfitted in the rear with a luggage carrier. But many people use these at universities for tours or those types of things. You can use these for many different applications that you need to transport 14 people at a time. We do also have another version that is 23 passengers, but this one is the one that we have right here today. So, thank you for tuning in, and from Star EV Tech Support, we will see you on the next one.